Fear the Walking Dead Season 6 was probably the best show on television earlier this year. It was outstanding. That season, guys, was fantastic. I could not believe I was watching Fear the Walking Dead. The writing, the cinematography, the score, the action, everything was just perfect. And I would say that Season 6 of Fear the Walking Dead was probably better than Season 10 of The Walking Dead. And that's not to say The Walking Dead was bad or anything. It's just Fear was so good. It was untouchable. It was really good. And The Walking Dead for me is at its worst when it does anthology stories in terms of a Daryl episode or a Carl episode or a Negan episode where you just focus on one character. The Walking Dead benefits when you have 3 or 4 different storylines going, and that's exactly what Season 11 is doing. But Fear the Walking Dead is at its best when it does the anthology storylines where you have a Morgan-centric episode, a Strand-centric episode, or John Dory. That's when Fear the Walking Dead is absolutely brilliant. So I was very much looking forward to Season 7 of this show to see what was going to happen next. Could they keep up this quality for Season 7? Because I think if the quality stays up, if it's as good as Season 6, then Fear the Walking Dead could go longer than The Walking Dead. And you would have never have thought that a few years ago because people said that Fear the Walking Dead was bad, it was poor, just was not good enough, and they should probably get rid of the show. But Season 6, even though it's the same directors involved, the same writing team, the same showrunner, they've absolutely transformed this show. I don't know what they've done, but whatever they're doing is working. And the cinematography is outstanding. It's brilliant. It really, really is. But at the end of Season 6, of course, Teddy's master plan kind of happened. You know, one of the missiles happened, it launched, and this nuclear fallout happened. And that's the world we find ourselves in now for Season 7 of Fear the Walking Dead. So I was interested to see, would walkers be mutated? Would people be mutated in a certain degree? Like, would people get sick because you're around this radiation for so long? You're obviously going to get sick, or it's going to have some kind of toll on your body as you get older. So I want to see these kind of stuff brought into this season. Maybe some walkers could change up and they're able to run and stuff like that. That probably won't happen, but in this episode we get to see some pretty nasty walkers to show that they've been affected by this radiation. So in the trailer for Season 7, we've seen this mysterious character walking around this nuclear fallout. We didn't know who it was. Was it Morgan? Was it Grace? Was it Strand? But it's actually an unknown character. It's a brand new character named Will. And Will is roaming this fallout world, looking for food, looking for survivors. He's on his own. You know, he comes across this rodent. Is it a rat? Or I don't know exactly what it is. But, you know, this walker's trying to get to it to eat it. And I just love the cinematography, and this right here shows that there was people at that place when the nuclear missile went off, and like their shadow is just implanted onto that wall. And you can actually, I think in previous nuclear bombs in our history, of course, similar images exist. You know, but he lives in this van. It's well kind of kitted out, and it's you know, it's cool to see something different in the Walking Dead universe like this. But I'm just amazed by the cinematography and stuff like this because it's just absolutely amazing. But he can't find food or anything, so he eventually goes back and gets this rodent so he can cook it and eat it, which is pretty nasty. But look at this right here, just the images are striking. Absolutely fantastic stuff. I don't know where they did this, if it's on a closed set or if it's somewhere out in the open, but it's fantastic. Really, really well done. But yeah, he cooks this rodent, but he can't eat it. He breaks down and starts crying. And these men on horseback come and take him. And they're taking a picture of the walkers that they kill as well. But they bring him with them to where we find out is the location that Strand is at. They wash him, they give him clothes, they give him food. And at the end of Season 6, we got to see Strand, of course, and that guy that was kind of in the building that collects artifacts or things from history. You know, they got to watch the nuclear missile land and explode, but it didn't affect them. It didn't knock down the building that they were in. So now Strand has this building, the shopping mall, or it's a tower, and he's rebuilding it back up as the next phase of civilization. And in this place, there's yoga going on, there's golf, there's painting, people live there, and he seems to have gathered a large community of people. He has this wall of photographs of walkers, so if you're looking for somebody, a loved one, you can go to this wall. Very much like the Commonwealth, only those are kind of people, well, the images that are on that wall is of people when they were alive. On Strand's wall, it's of walkers. So if you're missing somebody, you go look at this wall and then you might be able to spot them. But Strand is showing him around. He's testing him to see if Will can offer anything to his community, to his tower. And he decides that he can't. and he sends him out. He's going to send Will back out until the nuclear fallout, until Will throws him a necklace, which reminds Strand of Alicia, because he's the one who gave Alicia this bracelet, this necklace. Strand is very curious where Will found this necklace and can he take him there. And later in the episode, Will kind of shows his hand because he knows who Strand is already. He knows Alicia. And, he asks Strand, why do you want to find her? Why are you risking your life? And Strand is like, I want to prove her wrong. I want to prove her wrong because I was able to build up something for myself. But of course Will doesn't believe that, and we don't believe that as audience members either, because Strand, he has strong feelings towards Alicia. They've been together since season 1. They're family, basically. But yeah, so Strand and his men and Will set out with their horses, but then it starts to rain, and then Will knows a location to hide out from the rain because of where he was living previously. And then Will talks about this group of people he calls the Stalkers, who are taking out the dead one by one, which is interesting. And they attack Strand and his group. Will gets shot, Strand gets away, and the rest of Strand's group I think are killed off. Strand finds the same lighthouse that Will did and goes to the top and finds a map that locates exactly where Alicia is, in the Franklin Hotel. That's where Teddy set up that underground kind of group for the next beginning of the next world and locked Alicia in there. But as Strand's about to leave, Will is there. Strand's like, how'd you find me? And Will's like, this is the only place left to go around here. And then they have a long conversation about Alicia and what kind of she means to Strand. And then Will explains that Alicia didn't want to be in that bunker, but she tried to make it work. There was people living there, and that was kind of a community that she was leading. And Will talks about he used to work for a senator, a right-hand man to a senator, stuff like that. So he's very interested in people that lead and protect the people. You cannot lead alone. You have to respect the people around you. You need them to thrive. And, Strand kind of disagrees to an extent. Will is about to leave the lighthouse because he thinks that Alicia will have nothing got to do with Strand anymore. He's different, he's gone. And as he tries to leave, there's walkers coming towards him and he just freezes. And Strand has to pull him back in. He's like, what's all that about? And Will goes, those are the people from the bunker. So then they're both worried that Alicia may be dead or a walker. They don't know exactly what happened, but those are the people that were living in that underground bunker. And he doesn't know exactly what happened because they had enough food for years, electricity. They had a place to be. So they go out and they try and take down these walkers one by one. Well, Strand does. And Will is able to power the lighthouse for a few minutes. That means there's light out there and Strand can see where he's going. Because other than that, there's a massive fog at all times, or just this radiation that's in the air that just makes this beautiful looking cinematography for us watching the show. It makes it very difficult for the survivors to survive in this world, especially with walkers. But there was an awesome sequence, Strand taking down these walkers, some awesome kills. Love the kind of lighting as well done in this scene, but the light kind of doesn't last that long, and Strand is in the dark and he's able to take out the walkers. Then Will goes down to see if he's okay. Will ends up saving Strand. They save each other. So then they're kind of, you can think that they're comrades now, and they set upon their journey to the Franklin Hotel or motel, whatever it's called, to see if Alicia is still there or what exactly happened. But this whole sequence was very well done. Loved it. We even had the walkers socially distancing, which is pretty funny as well. But awesome shot, just brilliant. Look at that, it's terrifying. Imagine that coming towards you. Brilliant. But they go to this Franklin Hotel motel to see Alicia. There is nobody in sight, but there's a letter for Will, which Will opens. He reads it and it says Padre, which basically is supposed to mean a new beginning in terms of maybe a place, an idea. He doesn't know exactly what it is. But the art piece in the background from Alicia, fantastic. Love that shot right there. Brilliant. But yeah, this episode was awesome. But then we go back to Strand's tower where they're having a conversation on top of the roof. Strand admits to Will that he loves Alicia. She's like family. And we can tell in this episode that Will has strong feelings for her as well. But remember, he was cast out by Alicia for something that he would not do or wasn't willing to do. So maybe we'll find out in future episodes what Will would not do for Alicia, which led to him being cast out. But, with this light now going off, it's attracting walkers, But Strand explains, if I could tell her I loved her, I would tell her. But maybe that's just not going to happen right now, And this light, what I'm doing right now, is supposed to keep people away, not attract people. Because now this tower is surrounded by walkers. You know, the walkers can't get in, obviously, but it's going to keep people away as well. And Will's like, well, Alicia will find this place. She's not going to stay away. You know, she will find a way to get here. And then Strand just pushes Will off this building in an OMG moment. I was not expecting that whatsoever, because Will is such a good character and Strand just kills him off. Like, he throws him off this rooftop, and it was a great shot. And you just get to see him splatter across that ground. And then he obviously turns into a walker. His brain must not have been damaged. But, you know, that's what Strand wants to do, is to keep people away because it's surrounded by the dead. But then his right hand man, I'm forgetting his name right now, the guy that lived there before Strand came to this tower, says that, well, people are going to find this place. It's going to attract people as well. So it looks like Strand kind of wants a war in a sense. You know, he feels he has enough manpower, enough guns, enough weapons to survive, to keep this place, but he doesn't want anybody taking what he has or telling him what to do. And that's kind of what Will was trying to do with Alicia. You know, he has a soft spot for Alicia, Strand does, but he doesn't want anything to affect his judgment going forward. So he has these surroundings covered with walkers, and it's obviously going to attract people because his right-hand man, the guy that was there before Strand got to this tower, I forget his name, said that it's going to attract people. People are going to come here, you know. So, but I think Strand is very confident of the manpower he has, the weapons that he has as well to take on anybody. And it's setting up a Morgan Jones versus Strand Season 7, which I'm very excited about. But I will be surprised if Strand survives into Season 8. I think this will be his last season. But now, after killing Will, after maybe giving up Alicia, he is full villain right now. I don't want him to be redeemed. I want to see this kind of rivalry between Morgan Jones and Strand, because Strand has been on such an unbelievable character arc since Season 1 to Season 7, where he now is the ultimate villain that will take on Morgan. So I'm looking forward to seeing how this story progresses. Alicia will obviously come back in some capacity, maybe try and get through to Strand, but Strand may be too far gone in the end. But that was a brutal kill by Strand towards Will, and for me that cemented to me that he is the villain for this season, when Will was such a likeable, good character that I would have liked to see return for future episodes. But just like that, Strand had no, you know, a second thought about throwing him off that building. But guys, this episode of Fear the Walking Dead was outstanding. Loved it. Top notch. What did you think? Let me know below, and follow me on all the social medias, movies that matter. If you're a fan of The Walking Dead like I am, guys, make sure you subscribe to the channel for all the latest Walking Dead news, theories, reviews, and more. I break down, recap, and review every single Walking Dead universe episode, from Fear the Walking Dead to The Walking Dead World Beyond and the main show, The Walking Dead. Guys, thanks for checking out this video. Really appreciate it. Give us a thumbs up. Make sure you subscribe for all that good content, and I will see you in the next video. Have a good one, guys, and hopefully no walkers come near us anytime soon.